To the Natural Physique podcast. We are back with all of us. Finn is in a different country. Finn's in Spain this time. We can tell us all about it in a minute. But welcome back. We're going to go through a little bit of a show recap with the PCA Ireland show. I was not at it, so this is going to be all new information to me, which is nice. Talk about WNBF that's upcoming, have a chat, and go through some. I was going to say go through some questions, but we didn't put a question box up, did we? So,
No.
so
Nah.
catch up. Let's go on with that. Finn, you're in Spain. Tell us how it is. How was your boat trip and what's your plans deload wise?
Yeah, so I'm in Spain. This is the view from the balcony. I can't it's called Badar. I was gonna say I can't remember what it's called, but it's called Badar. It's like a little village in the south of Spain where Meg's mum and her partner live, and it is like really nice to be fair. It's dead quiet. Like obviously I'm just sat on the balcony now and it's like pretty much silent. Like it is lovely. And then yeah, we went on a boat trip today. I can't remember where exactly we went. I put it on my story. It's like Las Negras or something. I can't remember the exact name, but it was dead nice.
Uh, be
Yeah.
careful what you say now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But no, it was dead nice, yeah. Although I have definitely burnt a little bit. Um, but yeah, we just literally it was like 9 till 3, just like on the boat, took food, did a little bit of a swim. I realized I'm awful at treading water. I was trying to put goggles on whilst treading water, and I was like almost drowning. So that was really attractive for
And
Meg
you
and
get
my
a bit of salt in your mouth and you're like try not to
oh,
be
not just a bit, mate, loads.
like,
Yeah,
"Ugh." Yeah.
all in my mouth and in my eyes and in my nose. It was great. Other than that, it was good. But yeah, so deload plans. Obviously, I didn't train. Well, I say obviously, I didn't train on Sunday because it was the PCA Island, the PCA Naturals Island. So I didn't train on Sunday. And then the plan was like, realistically, I could train here because Meg's mum's got like a little gym. That's what I put on my story. The once you're in and don't touch the fucking mirrors. So there's a little gym here, so I can train, and I will train here on Thursday for Paul.
Oh, we've lost him. Can you see him though or
Yeah,
hear him?
sat there like this.
Ooh. Look at that.
Trying to go
He's gone. Oh,
down in the swimming pool.
there you go. Now you're up and
All
around.
right. Yeah. So what's
Um,
going on?
Nah, just out for a wee second.
So yeah, basically
You were talking about how you could.
there's no amazing gym around here. So I might as well just take a few days off. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then I was back in for pull Thursday, push Friday, and then leg Saturday. And then it is BNBF Northern on Sunday.
yeah. Saturday.
Yeah, BMF Northern on Saturday, sorry. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, that's what I mean. Then Sunday I'm back at the gym.
Do you have clients competing at the BNBF Northern?
Yes.
Who we got?
I've got Kyle Steadman.
Yep.
And I've got Samraj. Although I don't know if Samraj is actually announcing that, but yeah, Samraj is doing that.
Yeah, he's out of the shadows if he isn't, but that'll be good. And then WNBF after that as well, the weekend after that. So, and then the UKDFB after that, and then the PCA Naturals after that.
And then BNBF. Is it
NBFI,
NW?
NBFI the weekend after that.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a 6, 7 week run of just shows, and shows. Exciting.
Yeah, we are.
Discussing in the group chat today, weren't we, about the placings and everything, and how it's been a good season so far.
Yeah, we have a sheet. So I always had a sheet. It's called like client results sheet or something. No, it's client results and a show planner. And I had it from like when I first started, and I've got like my first season that had like two clients, and then my second season was like five, and then my third season was like however many, and then so on. And now it's cool because obviously I've like added Josh and Noah's clients in as well. So yeah, so far this season, what did you put earlier, Josh?
Well, we've had 8 first places and then 13 top threes, but technically 21 top threes.
Yeah. So I class a
Yeah.
win. I class a first, second, third as a top five because it is theoretically.
It does make sense.
If you say where did you place and I say top five in my head, they could have won that.
I'm not going to say that I won. I just came top five.
Top five.
So yeah, if you win second or third, you get in this sheet you get your first, your second, or your third, and then it adds it like to like the totals. But like I said to the boys earlier, I was like, if you get a first, second, or third, that still counts as the top five. So like I'm approaching 100 top
Cheeky
five
that,
places.
innit? Nice.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? I'm close to
Yeah,
like
you're not wrong.
if you've
But
won, you still were in the top five.
but does it count as a first place? Yeah, of course it
Yeah,
does.
it counts as both.
Yeah, you technically are correct, but I don't know if it's as
Yeah,
ethically or
mate, if it's
morally
social
correct.
media, we could just why don't we just make all these numbers
Yeah,
up? I had 47 clients on stage last week and I got 29 applications this morning.
600
Sound like Reece said.
applications.
Yeah, exactly. It's social media. You just lie.
600 applications while owning my own gym and loving life.
He does love his life. He tells us all the time.
Loves it. Um, but yeah, Spain looks good. So hopefully you're enjoying that and a little bit of rest before a busy, I say a busy season as if it's not already started, but I feel like, September, October time it does
Yeah, it does pick up.
quite a bit. Yeah. Possibly some international traveling for myself. And obviously you know as well, you technically are just going to LA, aren't you?
Yes.
That confirms.
Yeah, I don't think I've spoken about that, have I? Did I speak about that in the last one?
Tell us.
Well, if not, I will be going to Los Angeles. We'll be going to WNBF finals, which will be good fun. Going with Cam and Kez, the Annie Gaines boys, and then have an in-person check-in with a client over there as well, which is pretty mental. That I'm coaching someone over in California, and then I'll be able to train with them and see how they're getting on. It's pretty cool. So we'll be going for 9 days in October time. But yeah, like you say, we've got all the shows in the lead up to that, and then I think that'll be more so a case of be able to enjoy a little bit of time post season. Um, I've never been to America before, so
Binge, and binge, man.
oh, I'll be finished my pre-prep by then.
I'm somehow back up at 210 pounds.
Do
To
not
be
wait
fair,
for pre-prep. That's one thing. That is the one thing that winds me up the most that clients do.
Yeah.
Like one of the things. They'll do a pre-prep and they'll look really good at the end of it and they'll have pulled off like 30 pounds and then they just put it all back on. And then you're like, right, you've literally fucked your prep.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm not going to do that, obviously. I mean, excited.
Clip that up. Someone clip that up.
No, I'm excited for it, but like I think I've said to you is like even though I'd like to travel, and all, I've never actually really thought about going to America. I'm not someone that's like, oh, Raising Cane's. Oh, I want to go and try Jack in
And
a
some people are mental with
Mate,
it. Like, all the American fast foods are like pure.
yeah, I couldn't really care. I'll try
Is
it
that a
though.
dig is that a dig at me, Josh? Some people are mental in Vegas.
Guys, do you want to try there? Like, I'm not fussed, but you want one.
Do you want to?
It was so bad. Oh, I've heard about that. What do you think? You just want to try it? I don't mind. Like, I'm easy, but like, to
I'm
me,
not bothered. I'm not bothered.
yeah,
Like,
no, not at all. Finn, I'm supposed to be like 2 days post-show controlling myself. Stop it.
yeah. To be fair, there was one. I remember the time when we were walking down that street and there was like a big slice of pizza, and you were like, "Oh, mate, like, can I get that?" And I was like, "Yes, mate." Like, you did manage the post show pretty well. You did very well to say you to say
Apart
you
from
beat
the apart from the time there was a day where I was really sick, like in Vegas. It was just I think it was the day after the show. It happened to me the show before as well. I think my body was just a bit gubbed. And I was like quite nauseous. And you went and trained, and I was like, boys, I'm gonna have to leave it here. I didn't train that day. That was the day that you met Nick Walker, and yous had went to that like cookie donut place, whatever it been that had just opened up, and they gave
Oh
you
yeah,
a free box of shit.
they
And
were so good.
they'd like Finn and Reese had like put it out of reach as if I'm a wee toddler, up in the thing up the top, and I was lying there, and I was I feel so sick, and I went for a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, I'm actually really hungry. I feel good now, so on and so forth. I was like, I've got the option of going out to the shops and getting some like pre-made chicken, whipping something up. So I'll just fucking climb on top of the worktop and just open that up and scramble them. I was like, okay, so here's me, Tarzaning up on the worktop, grabbing it, bang, get one of these big chocolate eclairs out, straight down.
Those cookies were a joke, to be fair.
They were good, and then the ice cream as well. They sold ice cream, and then we had a wee night where we had our own dessert. That was
Yeah, we did.
very cute. Vegas was good for food, but like again, I didn't go nuts, and we were doing like 30K steps a day as well.
You missed the one meal where we did go nuts.
What was that like the Korean barbecue or something?
Oh no, that was another one.
That was the one where there was the bird was trying to fire into you or something.
To be fair, the Korean barbecue we didn't go nuts because there wasn't that many like it wasn't that calorie dense. It was just like meat, really. But the say you liters and say you liters,
See you
it was like
later.
it was Nacho Daddy,
Mm.
Nacho Daddy, where Sabrina was there.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, that
Remember
was that was too much.
steak and titties as well. I wonder if you'll get offered steak and titties now.
Fuck.
Literally everywhere we walked in Vegas. Y'all guys like steak and titties? Is that aye? He's on them. But no, Vegas was good. It'll be interesting to see what Los Angeles is like because I imagine they are very different. I feel like Vegas is in its own little kind of world of its own.
I've been to LA. It's not great to be honest.
Not like it.
It's just load of homeless people, and then a load of pretentious fucking California people, and then you get the odd tourist just spawning in. It's just I didn't like it. Yeah, it wasn't really my kind of place. I was saying to Noah, I was like, the first week I went, I was so fucking jet lagged. I couldn't enjoy the first week because it was waking up at random times, felt tired during the day, and then the second week I was kind of like, kind of fed up with this place. But it was good to kind of say that I've done it. Like we went down to Muscle Beach, went to look at Gold's Gym, went to Venice Beach, did like what do you call it? Rodeo Drive, is that it? Is that
I
what it's
think
called?
Heard
sounds,
of it.
sounds like it.
Yeah, saw the Hollywood sign, went to Universal, all that kind of stuff. So it's cool to say that I've done all that,
When
but
was
I
that?
want to go back. What?
When was that?
It was like 2018. I think it was like 17 at the time.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. So if I ask questions that you've already said things, that's why.
We'll just laugh at you.
We'll just laugh.
Noah, is that the place where it's got the pier that's really good for Pokemon Go?
Oh, it is, yeah.
And
Santa
like,
up
yeah,
here.
in, like
Yes, I stayed
2016,
at
that,
Santa
that
Monica
place
Pier.
was like
Yeah.
the greatest place on earth. Every Pokemon YouTube video.
I had before Pokemon Go got released in the UK, I found a way to get it. So I was released, but my account started in California. So
Yeah,
my first ever Pokemon was a Scyther on the pier.
yeah.
I've
I
actually done that.
sure like hack it to do it, but I feel like a
Yeah.
bit of I'm doing so, so I've never done it. But you'll have a good moment there, I'm sure. I
No,
was speaking to somebody in the gym. I can't remember who it was. Apologies if it's one of my clients or someone that's listening. But they just went on some travels and they said something about America and they were like, just don't go to LA. I was like, I was literally just thinking of going to LA. I was like, that's not great. The one place that they mentioned not to go to,
Ah, it's Detroit you don't want to go to.
they kill people there.
People kill each other.
You know about
no.
Yeah,
that?
I've heard of
No.
that. Finds on the Once You're in podcast.
The taxi driver in Vegas, mate, was off his nut. Off
No,
his
you're
nut.
obviously not an avid listener. We
No.
speak about it every episode.
I like 50% of the podcast to be fair, but
I'm enjoying it being back actually. Something to listen to. That and the Big Dog cast. I got some positive feedback on the podcast today. This one, so they really enjoyed it. They like the entertainment side of it as well. So just to keep talking about pure random shit with no value at
Right.
all.
Just
just ton of the soggy biscuits.
But you had to really enjoyed watching that clip for the first time.
I was absolutely crying at the pool.
Betting myself.
Like tears were flowing down my face.
well, maybe I was going to say I've had loads of people message me telling me that they didn't know either. I've had one person.
Everyone knows. I went and asked my dad. He knew. Um, my mum thankfully didn't know, which is a for
Yeah,
you.
They definitely play in the Navy, don't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
aye.
Yeah.
Rugby,
Meg,
navy, everywhere.
Meg knew what it was.
Oh, that's not a good sign, brother.
I know. I said to her, I was like, "Do you know what?" And she was like, "Isn't it wet and salt?" And I was like, "Fuck."
It's when you straight away just went like with so much confidence.
No, I didn't know. I was
You like
like,
dip the biscuit in the tea and so you can hold it
that
longest.
was a guess. It wasn't with
You didn't
confidence.
even think it through. Like with so much confidence, you're like, yeah, it's definitely that.
No, I did. I did not say yeah. It's definitely that. I was like, "Is it where?" That
No,
was
but
a
like
guess.
straight away you done it. There was a few times through like the second half of the podcast where I would just remember it a little bit. I just had to turn away because I was wetting myself.
It was funny. Like
That was one of
I
my
showed
favorite.
Megan. She was like, "Why are you crying, and laughing?" I was like, "Because I just knew it was so wrong that it was so funny." Like I was laughing at your reaction, but like I didn't like know why it was that funny, obviously, but it still was.
And you had to crack on like with the podcast as well, so that made it so much harder not to laugh because like I shouldn't be laughing right now. I thought it was just gonna keep on going. I was like, are we gonna need to pause this or stop this? Yeah, that was a great part. Probably
Should
the best part of the
we
podcast.
catch up on the shows from the weekend?
Go for it, yes, because I've not like heard much about the PC Ireland. You can obviously tell me all about it, and then obviously Wales as well, and the MPA show for Kel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go first because Matt had three clients as well. So I had four clients. I had two in the PCA Ireland, which was a natural show, first ever natural show they've done in Ireland, or first ever PCA naturals in Ireland. Um, so I had two clients on there. So I had Shay in junior men's physique, who won. Looked really good as well. Like I knew Shay was going to be good, but I think he looked better than I thought he would. Like, and that's no disrespect to what, like, I mean that in the most sort of complimentary way that I possibly can, because Shay's not, he's not big, like, and he knows he's not big. He's not huge, you know what I mean? He's quite small, but he's got a good amount of muscle, but he's quite a small frame. Like, he's got great side delts, which makes his physique awesome for men's physique, and he's got a great midsection. His posing is ridiculous, so shout out to Kez, but not even just shout out to Kez, like. Shay has had to actually do the work. You know what I mean? I think it's like when people say to me like, "Oh, mate, thank," like, or like they'll be like, "Oh, good job with whoever on stage," and I'll be like, "Well, thank you," but like they've done the work. Like I've helped, of course, but like they've done more work than I have. I wasn't the one like doing the prep. You know what I mean? I was helping them. So like shout out to Kez, yeah, but Shay's the one who's actually put the hours in with his posing. And like it paid off because he was the best poser on stage, and the guy that beat him in the overall is a WMBF pro, and Shay looked more professional than him. And that's no, again, I'm not saying anything bad on him. He was good, but I thought Shay looked more professional than him. He beat Shay just because he was bigger, um, and he had a little bit more shape because he was bigger through his top line, especially his chest. That's Shay's like biggest weakness is his chest. He just needs a lot more through his pecs. So, like backstage, it was like, right, do some press ups, mate. He'd get up, I'd be like, right, let's do some flies. Yeah, let's do some more press ups. All right, let's do some flies. It's just like just chest, 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 chest. But it didn't look bad on stage. It did look good. So Shay won and deserved it. And then Sam was in men's physique tall, and he won that class. And the classes weren't bad at all. Like the guy who was second to Shay was really good, Donald's client. And then the guys in, I think even the second and third, to be fair, the whole class in Sam's class was decent. There wasn't really anybody who I thought looked bad in Sam's class. That was them two in the overall. Um, and like, I'll be honest, I thought Sam had a better chance of the overall before it because he's bigger. But then when they were on stage, Shay stood out just based on his posing and his presentation and his midsection being so tight. There's me.
Nailed the look there, mate.
I know I've nailed that look. I'm X weeks out there.
On on
Yeah.
full stop with the
He
So
was crying about his trim all day.
yeah.
crying.
Was the flex not perfect or what?
Yeah.
It was
What-
one point in the day where I looked at my hair in my phone. The rest of the day, I did not say anything about hair. One time.
You don't
The whole
feel
day I was crying. So yeah, that was like, look what I mean. Like that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
not like this is what I was saying to you, Noah. Like this is what I meant. So you know when I said to you afterwards, and I was like, it's great winning, but like I don't. It annoys me because people go, oh yeah, but in Ireland the standard's not as good. Yeah, I get that. It's a smaller place. It's not as popular in terms of the standard of the standard of competitor is still good, but the shows are not maybe as big or as busy. But like I was still really happy with how Sam and Shay looked. I think they would still be very, very competitive in English shows. Um, and yeah, like I was buzzing with how they both did. So they were sick. And then obviously Noah had Sinead.
Go for it, big boy.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were passing it over. So yeah, we had Sinead in for women's toned figure, coming away with first as well. So yeah, it was class. It was only 4 weeks after the PCA three where Sinead just missed out on our invite to finals. So this one was a in the shadows kind of show. You boys knew, but we hadn't posted it anywhere on social media. It was more so hide away, get the work done, and go from there. And yeah, it's been quite a turnaround in terms of the change in look coming into this one. About £10 later comes stage weight, and a much sharper look, to be fair. And yeah, it was a decent class, to be fair. The girl that plays second, Rihanna, that is Laws's client and Kono's girlfriend. And then the girl that plays third, she was really good. The one on the left hand side of her there. Yeah, she was good, but more so for wellness. Like quads, glutes was quite like dominant.
Yeah.
However, in terms of shape and structure, like Sinead was there. So exciting times. Obviously got the invite and came away with first, so can't complain there. And then was in the overall as well. Don't have any photos on that post there from the overall. However,
Delt looks sick there, by the way.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good pose that.
Like, really cool.
yeah. She just needs more muscle. But definitely, I think that this is the division for her. You can see shape wise,
Yeah, she
she
suits
does
it
fit
bang
it.
on.
Yeah, she's where she needs to be in terms of structure now. We had a bit of a time at the beginning whenever she started, where she didn't know if she fell between bikini or figure, and it was kind of an awkward position. But we changed around things to try and suit the division a little bit more, and it seems like it's worked, and obviously she's come away with this. So plan is to just continue pulling away until the UK DFBA, and then from there we will have PCA natties. 90 finals, and then NBW.
Sick.
That'll be the plan. But no,
Main
it was a good
thing
one,
was
obviously.
literally just stress, wasn't it, and handling all of that better in the lead up to the show. Like, obviously, you pulled off more fatty, but it's that experience, going into it beforehand, learning what that's like. And I think it was really important to have not like a warm up show, but have multiple shows at least in the season because look at the difference between first show versus now, simply just from a little bit more experience and you guys kind of know what to expect, so on and so forth. Like, it makes a big difference, and that's a big difference, not placing versus coming first is fucking massive.
Yeah, even from the way that we set up, the leading into the first show where she still had more body fat, I gave her maybe a little bit more food than we needed to. The whole setup for the day, I think stress also came into play, but the look wasn't what we wanted for the PCA 93. And obviously going from there, I thought we could try and have a bit of a sharper look. So the change of approach did pay off, to be fair. And even in peak week, she dropped another 4 pounds. And Sinead's body doesn't normally drop off like that, especially at this kind of weight. It had been a little bit more stubborn. So seeing that come off and the look kind of came to life as the week went on, kind of lined up pretty well with this show. So yeah, the way we approach it now, we've kind of got the framework for what brought the good look, and we're just refining that for the next shows going forwards and just improving upon that framework with each bit of data that we've got.
Sick. Very nice. And Matt, your clients? Or
Mhm.
sorry, Finn, do you want to cover anyone else?
I was just going to say, Matt obviously had three, but yeah, just like touching on Sinead, like I do think she could be so much better. She just needs to chill, and like hopefully she watches this because she was so stressed still over the weekend, and it's like you don't need to be that stressed. Like I know it's easier said than done, but like I do think that if she can handle that a lot better and manage her stress better, she'll look even better. Like she'll not only enjoy it more, but also just like bring a much more like relaxed kind of package on stage. And not only if she's more relaxed, will she able to uptake food easier and stuff like that. Like, so obviously I know that's something that like Noah's working on with her, but like hopefully she can work on that because Noah could do everything possible, but if you still really stressed out on the day, it's very difficult to completely control that as a coach. Like you can only do so much. But yeah, I hope as well, like based on the fact that she got the win, I think she'll probably be a lot more relaxed going into the next shows and trusting Noah more because she's like, right, you brought a really good look. You knew what to do show to show to help me, have that massive improvement. Now just relax and do as you're told kind of thing. Like, because that's what I think she needs to do. She needs to stop second guessing things and questioning things, not just of Noah, but of herself as well. Like, it's almost like that's kind of letting her down a little bit. I mean, I'm not letting her down enough to win. She still won. But you know what I mean? In terms of like those shows that are going to be busier and higher standard, that is something that she does need to work on. And probably a lot of other people do. I guarantee that other girls in that class were so stressed out of their mind that they didn't bring their best look, let's say. And it's the same in most classes.
Yeah. That's a very common kind of trait for high level athletes. I remember watching a podcast, AJ was talking about like his best clients. He was talking with someone in the podcast, the guy was like, what's the most common kind of trait or most common thing you see amongst like your highest level athletes? And he was like, they're just so chilled out. It's like they've got no stress, no nothing. I'll tell them to do it, and they're just like, yeah, cool. And just very relaxed when it comes to show day, just being super chilled out, but not enough to just point where like they're so laid back they're not even doing anything, but like it's just finding that nice middle ground, still being like urgent with some things, but still being very, relaxed and laid back with other stuff. So yeah, the more that you can do that, and obviously that comes with practice and experience as well, the better you're gonna look on stage, definitely. But yeah, you smashed it.
Yeah, it was a good moment when she won. It was sick. Like
Yeah.
we did think she had it anyway, didn't we? Like really, but I think just based on the fact because she'd obviously not placed at the last one, it was such a big jump to come first, and also the standard was pretty good. It wasn't like 100% Sinead's winning that, but she was the best. She was the best suited to the class. So that when obviously then it was like right, this girl in third, and we were like, well, she was in the middle with Sinead, and then this girl in second, and she was in the middle. We were like, we knew she'd won, but it was still sick when she actually got called out.
Sick. And then yourself, Matt, just an iOS review.
Those aren't the posing clients.
You've
Although plenty of posing going on.
spot on there. You hitting a few wee front dubs, front lats for the
Couple
ladies.
of front lats in the pool.
Yeah.
No back doubles. Back doubles still awful. So
Uh-oh.
stayed away from that. But it was a fucking it was a ridiculous trip. Like can't remember a huge amount from it. But yeah, that was the view from the balcony. That was the view from the little church that we walked up to have like lunch one day. Just
Yeah.
bought a couple of tortillas, some ham, and fucking hiked up the mountain. Well, it wasn't really a mountain; it was just a big hill. But yeah, that's like the town over there. So like you wouldn't think it, but those are all just restaurants and bars. But they don't like advertise. They don't advertise. Put big like advertisements on it, so you don't know that they are.
Explain what that is, mate, because I went to Starbucks in Alicante Airport and they had it, but I didn't
Did
buy it.
they?
I bottled
Oh,
it, yeah. But it said
mate,
like Freddo cappuccino or something.
Freddo cappuccinos are the fucking best thing I've ever tasted. It's like it's an iced coffee, so it's like an iced cappuccino, but it's just I don't know what it is that they do with it. It's just the way they do the milk. It's like it's almost like a big cream that they just put on top rather than like froth. And
It's like zero
So
calories, like low
not the
calorie.
cappuccino. The espresso one is the
Oh,
espresso.
it's got nothing to do with the chocolate, Fred, or no.
Hundreds of
No,
Freddos in it,
nothing.
actually.
So people
I
were
thought-
people were ordering that and thinking they were getting a Freddo, and I was like, no, my Greek boys have told me what that is.
Nice.
Oh, it was sick. That was really, really nice. But I need to, if I want to try and make it at home, I need to get one of those like manual or not manual ones. You know the wee milk frothers.
Yeah, the wee
One that goes-
anything.
rather than the one that you like. It's like a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, I get you.
I've got the one you pour it in, but you need the handheld one.
yeah. You need the handheld. That's the word I was looking for. But
Which is
yeah,
great
it was good.
content.
Lots
Great
of drink.
content for listeners. I hope they're getting a lot from that.
Yeah. Lots of drinking. Just enjoying life. And enjoying spending time with my mates because I don't really get to do that much just with what I do.
Was it
I met the boys at the weekend, didn't I?
Yeah, those are the boys.
Just-
Skin's looking a little bit worse for wear on the left there.
Yeah.
That's always. And that's the giant espresso martini that we had. It's like 6 espresso martinis chucked into one. So yeah, fantastic. But anyways, in terms of the PCA show, so yeah, I technically had 4 clients, although Nico unfortunately had to pull out. So he was dealing with a little bit of, I think he had like stomach bug, digestive stress on the Friday night, and he just couldn't keep food down.
Yeah, like he had one meal
Yeah.
in 30 hours or something. I seen that Tim.
Yeah,
put-
Tim was saying he'd eaten once in 30 hours. All he could have was highly branched cyclic dextrin.
Yeah.
And he was feeling awful. And at that point, there's no point like just putting someone on stage for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have looked very good. He was just so flat. So I wasn't sure if he was actually there or not because I think he just turned his phone off in the morning of the show. So I didn't really get bothered at all. But yeah, I was kind of waiting for him to come on, and I was like, right, there's nobody in classic tall, or they haven't done a classic tall. Like what's kind of going on here?
Yeah.
I messaged Tim anyway. And then Tim gave me the rundown on the story. So the funny thing is, if he had shown up, he would have been the only person in his class and he would have won.
I would have nailed the look then. He would have been on.
Yeah, he would have been on.
Yeah.
But it's not about that at the end of the day. Like your health and your well-being is more important.
Yeah.
So
Before you go on to this, I don't know what this guy actually looks like, but in this photo, that really looks like Ronaldo to me. Does anyone see that? Does
I don't see
anyone-
Ronaldo. You know who I
So,
see?
see when Ronaldo like had his short hair and pure, quite lean, handsome and shit. That looks exactly like him. Am I the only person seeing that?
Yeah.
There's
That
certain-
looks
Yeah, it
exactly
doesn't.
like him.
Nah.
Like, when you go into there, not at all.
no,
But it might just be the pure retarded statue that was in Madeira that's taken away from it. But I'm not saying this guy looks retarded. You look very handsome, mate. But I'm just throwing that out.
Both these.
Yeah. If there's anyone retarded out there,
I thought he should have won.
Yes, I thought he should have won.
Who did
But,
win? Big man here.
the guy on the left, yeah. So the guy, this is Stephen. He competed in junior bodybuilding, came second place, which for his first ever show was obviously unbelievable, really, really good. And it was a pretty busy class as well. There were like I'd say like the top five were maybe quite close together. Um, Second and third, so Stephen and the guy who came third were probably the most conditioned. The guy who came first was probably the biggest, but like I thought Stephen just had like the best look out of everyone. Like
He had his
condition was
shape looked
really
good too as
really
well.
good. He had striated glutes, posed really well. It's just like it's one of them. It's just what the judges kind of prefer. Um, yeah, so that those are some more photos of him. I think yeah, that's his account. So yeah, mate, he looked really really good. So to come away with the second place in your first shows, obviously a very big achievement. And I know he's got a couple of more shows. He's got WMBF Ireland this weekend. So there's the guy who won. So he was like bigger, but like
Yeah, I get you.
The
Like he
guy that won
overall,
was great from the front, but he was just soft from the back.
yeah, like no hamstring detail at all.
Yeah,
Like that's
look,
fair.
yeah.
But it's
like
just what the
Either
judges
he's
prefer.
big. He was really good, but like yeah, we just thought, didn't we? Like based on the overall package that Steven should have won. Like again, look at that. Like
Yeah,
for me, and this is no offense to the guy that won, that condition shouldn't be winning a show.
Mhm.
yeah. Quads
Like
look
if he pulled off another 10, 15 points, he would be really,
If
really
he, yeah, if he pulled off 10 pounds, then fair enough. He's
nice.
ridiculous.
Putting
lovely.
that as the thumbnail.
Lovely.
Be like you in 2023, Finn. I know it was like 2020 when you done your first prep. The thumbnail of you with your
Walk
peanut
out.
butter pretty much with the sock on.
Yeah, mate, it's got like 200 and something thousand views.
Yeah.
200,000.
I'd love to see the comment section on that.
Well, I don't think it's
Yeah.
that bad, to be fair.
Nah.
Just
So
loads of gay men.
Stephen has WNBF Ireland juniors again this weekend, and then he's got NBFI, but he's going into Classic for that. So that'll be good. I think he suits Classic quite well.
His rib cage is really nice for it.
Yeah, you kept talking about his rib cage.
Yeah, his front lat was lovely on the show day.
Oh, it was really nice, really, really nice. So that was Stephen. Then we had David in First Timers Bodybuilding. So David is coached by Mark Hodgson. Yeah, you obviously know Mark Hodgson.
Look lean as well.
Um, hmm?
He looks lean there.
He's probably the cleanest guy in the show. He was fucking peeled,
Yeah.
like looked unbelievable. So yeah, he got second as well. One of them, like I think it was probably deserved. Yes, he was more conditioned, but the guy who won was a lot bigger, like a lot bigger. And there he is, and it's just one of them, like
The guy that won had a good physique overall. He was
yeah,
good.
like he was kind of pushing the overall as well. So yeah, I don't think there's any complaints there. But David, once again, first ever show to come away with second is really, really good. There you can see the striated glutes and arms, really, really nice. But like Steven's he's such a or not Steven, David is just such a like chilled out guy. Like I was all buzzing after the show. I was like, oh, how'd you find it? And he was like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
I was like, come on, like give me something else. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, fun, yeah. Yeah, he's got a couple more shows as well. I think he's doing MBFI, WMBF and MBFI. So hopefully get a gold next time. So
And then
um,
finally, Kyle.
and then finally, Cal. Well, Finn, do you want to speak about Kyle first?
Yeah, so Kyle was obviously one of my 4 clients that I had on stage at the weekend. And I put him into the MPA show just because like it's never a busy show and I wanted him to actually like like at some of the busy shows, if you're not, let's say, going to be in the top placings, like sometimes you might just not feel as though you get really that much of a look in. You don't really get that much time on stage and stuff. So I wanted him to actually feel as though he got a good amount of time on stage and, actually had a better chance of maybe getting a placing. So he came second. It was only him and one other guy. So like, we're not going to obviously be like, oh yeah, he got a second place. Like, yeah, he got beat by one other guy. But it's still cool for him to be able to actually be at a show where it's like, he's got a better chance of getting a place in. Yeah, like that might be, hopefully not, but it might be his only like silverware of the year. But at least he did a show where he got the possibility to get that. Yeah. And like, I feel like this is something that within coaching, it's quite important to actually allow people to do that. Like, I could easily say to Kyle, like, no, you're not doing that show because it's not a very good federation. It's not going to be busy. you need to put yourself against the best people, but then like he might not really enjoy it as much, you know what I mean? Because he might not get as much time on stage and stuff. So I think understanding which shows to put which clients in, like obviously this is like Kyle's last year as a junior. He knows he's not the best bodybuilder in the world. He's done really well. He's grown throughout his prep because he needed to. Yeah, I told him right when he started, I was like, I'm not going to prep you if you're going to lose any muscle because you don't have enough to get away with that. Like you need to make sure you actually grow throughout this prep, and he's done that, and he's in good condition. He's not in incredible condition, but again, like he needs more muscle to bring that more condition. Like he's at the minute probably not going to get striated glutes, even if we were to pull off another 5-10 kilos, he wouldn't have striated glutes if we were to pull off even like whatever weight you want because he needs more muscle there. So like that's again where like when I made that post the other day, or maybe a few weeks ago, about like understanding like your client's strengths and weaknesses and what level their physique's at to understand like what kind of package to put on stage. I could just keep dieting him, dieting him, dieting him. Don't get me wrong, he can be leaner. We know he can be leaner, but would he look better for it? Probably not. You know what I mean? It's like trying to find that balance. And at the end of the day, I'd rather Kyle step on stage liking how he looks and maybe, let's say, getting a second at an NPA and then maybe pushing for some placings at some other shows. I'd rather that. And I don't think he's going to get any better placings if he was to be 5 pounds leaner, 10 pounds leaner. You know what I mean? And also it then it sets him up for a better off season because I've not buried him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been dieted, and he's had to push hard. It's not been an easy prep for him at all. It's he's pulled off a good chunk of weight. I'm not saying any prep is, let's say, easy, but I've not absolutely buried him because I didn't need to. You know what I mean? Like there's no need to pull off, right, mate, we're gonna have to dig for these next shows to be a bit leaner when you're probably still gonna struggle to get a place in. And me and Kyle have spoken about this anyway, he knows this. The main thing is he wants to look as good as he can look for that sort of physique and muscle that he has, bring a look that he's happy with and get some cool photos and set himself up for an off season. And I think 2-3 years on from now, he can do well. I think he can do pretty well within like classic, let's say, or
Yeah, shape's good.
bodybuilding in the future. Yeah, I think he could do really well in classic with a couple of years off season. This was just it's his last chance to compete as a junior, so he wanted to do it, and I'm glad that he did because I think he's handled the prep really really well.
I
It's
was
like
going
he's
to say
impressed me
that
a lot.
you two have both like I spoke to you both about Kyle, and you were saying like he impresses you so much.
Yeah,
Matt, you say you're very fond of him as well.
Oh,
Like
love working with him.
the
Absolutely
effort that
love
he
working
puts
with him.
into his posing and everything, yeah, like absolutely spot on.
yeah. Go on, Matt. You could do a bit on Kyle.
Yeah, so like I've said, like I absolutely love working with Kyle. He's somebody who does put in the work. He keeps me updated on everything. Um, and like to see how much he's sort of come on from. I think we started working together in like January time. Like he'll be the first to admit, like he had no idea about posing. Like he would just do it after a session, just for a laugh, like not for a laugh, but just for some fun. So to actually have to educate him quite a bit on the poses themselves, what he's trying to show, why he's trying to show things, reteach a couple of poses, like that's the posing transformation. And he did so well that I actually said to him at one point, I was like, mate, you actually look like a bodybuilder now. I don't mean this in any disrespect, but like you've come on so much. I'm actually looking at you thinking you look really really good, a lot better than I thought. So it's just a testament. Like he said to me, he was like, "Yeah, I know I'm not going to be the biggest. I'm not going to be the leanest, but I want to make sure that I pose to the best of my ability. Like I need if those variables are kind of out of my control, which I can't improve on in the immediate short term, I can definitely improve on my posing short term. So I'm going to give it 100%, and he's done that. So I can't say a bad thing about him. Absolutely love working with him. He does everything that I ask. And
That's
yeah, like Ben said, like he's got like good potential later down the line if he wants to go to classic. And I know he's got a classic show this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, he's doing classic in the BMBF.
Classic in the BMBF, and then he's going back to juniors to sort of finish off. So hopefully he sort of gets what he needs from this next show. And I think we already know like he is better suited to classic just in terms of his frame. I couldn't ever see Kyle being like a mass monster. So and he enjoys posing. Like he wanted to get creative with the routine and everything. So I definitely think like classic physique long term definitely suits him. So yeah, I love the guy so much. But what a
Yeah,
legend.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And then we had Ed as well. So Ed did PCA. This was a secret show. He did PCA Wales, which was a pro qualifier. So there were some absolute monsters at that show. Like it was a ridiculous standard. Ed did first timers. He could have done juniors because he's a junior, but he did first timers instead. And I'm glad he did. I think he'd have probably been. It's hard to say. I think he'd have been maybe second or third in juniors as well. But he came second. The guy that beat him was just a little bit bigger, probably as conditioned, maybe slightly more in certain areas and slightly less in others, but just bigger and on gear. Like you're going to be bigger. Like he's older and he's enhanced. Like you can just see it in a physique. So yeah, I don't know if there's any comparisons. That's not the guy. Um, yeah, I don't know if
Who's
there's
that
any.
guy in the back?
Posing back there for a
How
giggle.
far away is he?
But the class was pretty good to be fair. So like we'll take second in his first ever show. It was nice for him to do a Welsh show because obviously he wanted to being from Wales and have like, his mates there and like family being able to go and watch him easier than they would if they were obviously going up to, or going across to, let's say, like London or up and across to any of the northern shows, etc.
Was that him?
He looked mint. Yeah, it was that guy. He looked great, and I'm not going to say we didn't peak him because we did, but we didn't in the sense of like a traditional peak. Like I didn't give him much more food at all. I gave him a full week of just reducing his steps. We basically halved his steps from a week out. Yeah, go on the reel because the reel's really good. We basically halved his steps from a week out and then just trickled in a little bit of food, but like really not a lot. So that's like not much of a peak. I'd say that's like 30%, 40% of a peak. You know what I mean? He's not full in the slightest. He's not super flat, but he's not full. He's like relatively flat but fresh. Like his upper body there is not full. Like you can see that. And that's not just from the food on the day. Like he didn't have much food in the morning. He had one meal before he went on, but he was on at like 11, half 10, 11. But it's not from the food in the morning. It's from the fact that we just didn't fill him up that much in the days prior. I think that's one thing as well. Like people think like, oh, I need so much food on show day. Like ideally, you have minimal food on show day, like the least that you possibly can, because you should already be full, and at that point, you should be realistically like drying out. If you've done a traditional peak of like filling to the brim and potentially spilling over and then drying out on show day, your food should be absolutely minimum. You might need to trickle in a little bit more carbs and sodium and fluid, like just to fill back up a little bit, especially when you've pulled fluid. Some of it's going to come intramuscular and you're going to be a little bit flatter from that. But you can sort of sense that from body weight data and just visual data. That often you'll have people, especially if you dry them out quite hard, they'll weigh in on show day at their lowest weigh-in of a prep, which can sometimes be an incredible look, or sometimes it can be like, well, you're fucking dry, mate, but you're flat. So it's like, right, we now need to trickle some back in. That's the kind of thing. But with Ed, it was just like a linear load, but without the load. It was like a drop fatigue and linearly add like a small amount of food. But he looked mint. Like I don't even think the reels and that do him justice, to be honest, because I got some photos, some odd photos that got sent, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like he looks
Yeah.
sharper than I thought he would.
Not one.
He looked so, yeah, he looks super dry, super dry, like really cool. So yeah, I was very happy with that look to say we didn't really peak him. And again, Ed's a junior and he's fucking mint. Like he's very good. So very excited for him. Brandon's also looking really good at the minute. Like he's been digging pretty hard. He's not looked great recently. Like in the past, like pretty much since his show, he was full. Yeah, brand G fit. He was full for like a week and a half, and the fullness and the fluid just wasn't dropping off. So like,
Same as
yeah, like
Brandon Docherty as well.
yeah,
Like
mate. It
in
took
the high,
it
it
just
was
took
like a wee mini
so
deload
long.
potentially. Yeah.
It took so long for it to come off, and then like now he's quite substantially leaner than this, but he's a lot flatter than this. But he's already started his peak, and we started his peak over 2 weeks out from the WMBF because you can just tell when somebody needs that length of time. He needs to be pulled out of the hole that he's been in to get that extra condition, and that will then bring more condition. And I'm not going to fill him up as much as I did last time because we've seen from that he looked fucking mint. He looked stupidly, he looked bursting full, but also he then held that for so long and he was spilled like to the point where it was like, right, okay, he's holding some fluid. He can get away with it on stage. He still looked great, but then that fullness that you filled up into a show doesn't just dissipate. It doesn't just disappear the day after you step off stage. It holds like, and if you've got another show the week after, another show the week after, another show the week after, like you need to be careful with the not overly filling because then it's like you're trying to claw it back into the next show and then maybe fill them up again. And it's just like up and down, up and down. You're better off just doing this and being like, all right, cool, you're on the way up for this first show. You're still on the way up for the second show. And then you're on the way up even more, maybe for the third show. Maybe you can go with a bit of a sort of heavier load into the later shows. But I don't like, especially when it's a week between shows, I really don't like a heavy load. Like, not, I wouldn't do a rapid backload. I would just do a very, very steady linear load and be on the side, almost on the side of caution a little bit, especially for someone like Brandon or Tom, where they've got so much muscle, where you can err on the side of caution, where even if they are a bit flat, they don't really look it because they've got that much muscle. You know what I mean? They don't look super flat because they've got a lot of muscle. So yeah, like that's Brandon looking, and this is no like I'm not being a dick. That's Brandon not good. Like that's him like flat, depleted, dead. And it still looks that good. You know what I mean? So like when we then freshen him up, we brought steps down already and he's looking a lot better. Like this morning he looked ridiculous. The only thing is with Brandon is he just holds so much fluid as the day goes on. And I think a lot of it is because he's on his feet at work all day. So when he's a barber, so he's on his feet at work all day, and then he'll send photos like post workout or in the evening, or he'll do a posing with Matt, and he's just not got as much detail through his lower body. So on the day, he just needs to stay off his feet, keep his feet elevated as much as he can. We're going to get him a wheelchair for the WMBF, for the UKFBA, for PCA. But no, he just needs to stay off his feet. He needs to make sure that everything's prepared. He's also not stressing on the day, and just keeping his feet up because in the morning he's like ridiculously. He's super, super sharp. He's still flat, but he's sharp. And then as the day goes on, he just his body, his lower body, just like holds fluid. But yeah, he's looking really good. Obviously, we've got Brandon, Tom, Ed, Drew, who have all already competed now, who are going into these later shows. Sam Raj, Kyle, Dylan still to go again. Luke still to compete for the first time. Thomas Lee's prep's done now. The guy in Canada got two third places. So yeah, it's been a busy season so far, but it's about to get a lot busier. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Big Petru coming in for WNBF is going to be exciting. I sent that photo into you this morning. Aiden's also really good as well. I'm just flying through my stories. That's going to be a good prep. We've got a few years until he goes again.
Yeah,
I've
you
actually
should.
got a pro client. He has
Yeah, yeah.
OCB Pro. So yeah, very excited for Aiden. He's down to 83 kg just now, just from what 1991 he was at before, I believe. So he's flying through this diet and still holding performance really well and looking super bubbly here. And this is him again, flat. So that's pretty damn cool. But Petru, this is the exciting part. This was a week before that PCA Natural show that he done, where he won the class, and this is now 2 weeks out from the WNBF.
And he was like pretty close in the overall when he looked like that.
So this is what I was going to write down here, but like I couldn't figure a way for it to come off like actually
Yeah, I'm not going to
normal.
say like Elliot deserved that overall 100%. We're not saying
Yeah.
that, but Petru was good in the overall and like challenged him.
I was gonna say pretty much like if you've seen Petru at the PCA, you know he was fucking shit hot. Think about what it's gonna look like now when he's, really, really in condition. Not that he
He
was
could, he
getting
could like, he could realistically win that whole show. Like you don't know who else is going to be there, but he's good enough. He's very good.
now this is the big part. We're gonna need to fucking nail this shit with him because he's got Toyton. I think he's got two of Tim's clients, the ones that are really good. Is it David
Yeah,
Marshall,
Dylan Marshall.
Dylan Marshall, and then also Ree Hart's. I
Yeah.
think they're both
Yeah.
classic. They're both really
Well,
good.
I don't. I think Reharts is doing classic, but he doesn't look classic anymore because he's that fucking big. He's
Yeah.
a ball of
He
muscle.
is big.
He is crazy.
He's
So
also going against Reese's client. I maybe
Yeah.
shouldn't have mentioned that. I maybe should have mentioned that. Cut that out.
yeah, I don't even know who it is. So there's at least
Yeah.
that. Um, this is nuts. Like from the side, he is absolutely wild. Like what the fuck
What
is
the
that?
fuck's that arm?
Yeah, that's crazy.
From the side tricep again.
I think Petru. It's nuts, isn't it? Petru, his legs from the front and from the side are better. They both have really, really good shape. Ree's got big arms, Petru doesn't. But there's definitely strong points, weak points there. Petru's lower body is definitely a lot thicker, bigger. Um, don't know if I'd say in more condition, but they are both pretty damn lean. So that'll be good. Is it Dylan or David? Dylan?
Dylan Marshall.
I think it's just the reason I don't know his first name is because it's just D Marshall on Instagram. D Marshall, yes. So he's a really, really good competitor as well. I don't know if he's doing classic, but he looks classic to me. So that's going to be really good. And then Toyton has jumped in late as well. So I think that's going to be like class of the fucking year. It's going to be very, very good to see. T Ekondayo. Oh, he's changed his name just actually. There's Toyton now. So yeah, Toyton. Absolute nutcase as well. But I do think that Petru a little bit leaner through the rear, like you'll be able to see here when Toyton does his rear shot. He's lean, but I do think Petru's got a little bit more condition. Toyton's shape is absolutely outrageous as well. He's got a lot of muscle. So is Petru's. Like I think it's just going to be an incredible,
It's
incredible
going to be a
class
good class, isn't it?
to watch. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. But the level of condition again that Petru was in last time didn't look bad. You weren't like, oh, that guy's out of condition. You were like, really solid.
He was lean enough, mate,
He's
wasn't
a
he?
lot sharper now,
Yeah.
Um, some of the shots that he sent me over this morning were really nice. I think he actually posted them up somewhere around here. Yep, so again, shape wise, really good the way that his lat sweep out, like overall just super classic, glutes, hamstrings, everything. It just lines up very well. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Petru go again. This is him a little bit flatter today. Kind of like spoke through this with him. So this is him at 80.9 kg. Our favorite look post workout yet has been 81.5. So we know roughly where we kind of want to be regarding that. We're obviously going to be like a little bit leaner going into the show. I've pulled cardio away from him for just now. So I've been doing cardio a good amount throughout this stint of actually getting leaner. Obviously, he still had that in there, but I want to start freshening him up and making sure that he's got that, pop, that really, really nice look. And with Petra, I know that as I sort of feed him up a little bit and just get him a little bit fresher and give him a good amount of foods, he gets sharper, just harder, and everything just pops a lot more as well. So, yeah, I'm extremely excited for that. I've got Brandon and Andre also. They're going to be going, and again, look, there's Petra there. He was not out of condition in the first show, so it's going to be really cool to see him be significantly leaner. His side leg looks way better. But yeah, Brandon and Andre, both my BNBF Scottish boys, going, and then also Sean as well, who I made a post on recently. Sean impresses me so much, like as a person, as a client, everything. He's just nicest guy ever. And he's put so much hard work in. He's nailed everything. His strength has been, maintained throughout the whole prep. Levels of condition have came on a lot over these past few weeks as well. Some of the shots that he's sending over now, he's just getting better, better, and better. And this is him 90 kg at the start of the year versus now at 71,
What class
72.
is he in?
Novice. So
Cool.
going novice for the WNBF Supernaturals. So really excited for that. Again, like just kind of learning more about his body, where we're daily check-ins right now with post-workout. Same goes with Petra, same goes with Brandon, same goes with Andrew as well. So all them checking in 2 times per day, and just making sure that we gather as much data so that going into the peak, we know we're going to nail things as much as possible. So Sean, I'm extremely excited for as well. It's going to be his first time competing. But as I say, he's nailed absolutely everything. He's posing with Matt as well. I know you guys are putting good effort and work into that, and you can definitely see it paying off. It's just going to be a case of refining that and making that even better on the day. So, yeah, I think the WNBF is going to be a great show. We've got probably what double-digit clients stepping on stage, or nearly there. I've got 4. You've got 5, or some of your guys.
Tom, Brandon, Ed, Drew, Samraj.
Possibly. Might be scraping double digits because no, I don't think you've got anyone but Matt. You'll have technically for including Matt as well. We'll have way more than double digits. So that's going to be a great weekend. Matt and I will be cuddling up together. We'll use tour off, doing your own things. No, got a
Indeed.
7 bed apartment, which
Oh,
is
that house.
big gaff.
Mm.
But
Well,
yeah, I think it's going to be great.
I don't even know if he's in that gaff. What, me, you, Brandon? Who else?
Videographer. Evan, I think he's possibly
Uh,
coming down along with us. Andre, and then Petru and Tanya, Petru's missus. So he'll be staying the night before, but he's got another place that he'll be staying in for the majority of the time. He'll just be staying overnight before to make sure that everything is all good. Sean was possibly going to stay as well, just depending on if he had to come down a day earlier, but I don't think he does anymore. So yeah, I gave us a thumbs up for him. He,
That's me saying let's wrap it up because I need to be going at 8 o'clock.
yep.
What
Perfect.
about
but
this?
7 o'clock, mate. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, he's an hour
Yeah,
ahead.
over there.
At 8, mate.
Anyone else got anything to wrap us up on? Anything we want to cover? Anything important? We all good?
I think we're all good, mate.
I'm going to a jewelry class tomorrow.
Huh?
I'm going to a jewelry class.
A jewellery class. What does one do in a jewellery class? Make
Make jewelry.
That sounds shite. To be honest.
All right, let's leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, spot on. Right, let me figure out how to actually end it properly this time and I'll just cut us all off. Uh, Pause/stop recording. There we go. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, share in your stories. Again, I'm always going to tell you to do that. And goodbye. See you in the next one.